Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your August 2021 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, I want to apologize for my voice. I am getting over the flu, so do bear with me. Now let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Gemini. How will Gemini be affected by the August 2021 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the sun, which is in perfect alignment with this full moon in Aquarius, with this new moon in Virgo. It is a really blessed time, and that's shining through. And then we have the Emperor, which is Aries energy. If we have Aries energy within our natal chart, that's going to be shining through very, very prominently at our roots. In our inner self, we have the Eight of Swords, a Gemini problem. More often than not, we have us being in our own mind too much. So really do be mindful of that. We then have the Nine of Pentacles, needing to celebrate this moment. It's so intrinsically important for us. And then we have Temperance, which is Sagittarius energy. If we have this within our natal chart, that is going to be very prominent within our inner selves. We then have our heart emotions. We start off here with the Page of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If we have any of these within our natal chart, again, it's coming through very strongly within our heart. Also, if we're born on the cusp with Taurus, that's going to be coming through very prominently. We have the Queen of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, coming through from our natal chart. And then we have the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups. Again, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Again, our natal chart, but also if we're born on the cusp with Cancer. This is a very powerful heart. All of them are court cards. It's a time when our heart really does take action, and that we can find a little bit overwhelming, because as much as we lead with love and we want people to love us, Gemini, we can find it very hard to say, but this is what I love. This is what I need. This is the power and the confidence of who I am. It leads us to the Seven of Cups. It leads us to a place in the public arena where our dreams, are really coming forward. We're really starting to look at what we desire, and it leads us towards our wish. the full moon in Aquarius is going to lead us towards what we wish, what we desire. It's the star is representative of Aquarius, which is, if this is in our natal chart, that's coming through in the public arena, but it is strongly connecting us with the Virgo full moon, just as the Page of Pentacles is connecting us with the new moon in Pisces, in Virgo, in Virgo, and the Knight of Cups is connecting us with the full moon in Pisces. So all of this is coming forward. We have the full moon in Aquarius on the 22nd of August, we have the new moon on the 7th of September, and then we have the full moon of September in Pisces. So all of this is coming forward. It's really pulling our hearts in directions that are making us more open, more in aligned with ourselves, more looking at what we want from the world, not what the world wants from us. And it's saying here, show the world the real you. That is the main key to the full moon in Aquarius, to show the world the real you, because the moon always tells us to surrender to the divine. That's where our power is, because the full moon always brings up a conflict between what we want and what we desire, who we are, and who everybody else wants us to be. It's the conflict of opposites that the full moon brings forward and saying, can we look at this openly and honestly? Can I find my power by surrendering to the divine aspect of myself, the God's head that lives within me, the fact that I am made, in the image and likeness of God, and increase this forward, or the universe, or however we want to say it, because the full moon always increases our intuitive and emotional understanding. Are we going to be able to utilize this during this time to show the world who we truly are? Now, with this full moon, it is conjunct Jupiter, which brings optimism, generosity, good luck, and success. All the good things are starting to be on our side. This is time to bring the optimism for our personal, spiritual, and material growth forward. This is a time to look at the opportunities, to say, you know what, I'm taking it. I'm going after it. This idea, I'm not going to let it sit in my mind. I'm bringing my dreams forward. I'm bringing what I'm good at forward. And it doesn't matter if anybody understands. It doesn't matter if anybody mocks me. I get to see me step into my power. Even if the only thing it does is start to change our confidence level, start to raise our energy vibration, start to put us in alignment with who we want to be. There is a feeling here of happiness and contentment. If we can keep that happiness and contentment going, we are powerful. This is the perfect time for strengthening our relationships and for finding love. But with the Sun opposite Jupiter, this brings an over sense of optimism. So we become over optimistic, and that can lead to arrogance. We can also always think that we're going to make it during this moon. During the power of this moon, we can be like, you know what? Everything's working out. Everything's aligning. I know this power is coming forward. I, heard this reading from Dane. Everything is set. I don't have to worry, or I don't have to plan as much as I usually do. That's going to be a downfall. We have to make sure that we're looking at things from all sides, but that also we're being our cheerleader during this time. Remember to be thankful, because this is going to be a time where being thankful, talking about our blessings, to ourselves, puts us in a place of power and understanding. And this is a great time for starting a gratitude journal, or for, looking at what we truly want and what's truly important to us and opening up that door. Now, Venus is going to be trine Saturn, which is ideal for finding love and commitment. Relationships benefit from this sensible approach and from steady affection. So during this time, we are practical, but we're also like, you know what? If I love you, I'm going to say it. I'm going to give you that kiss. I'm going to, open up my arms and give you that hug. I want to be dancing and embracing love. Now, new romances can bloom in so many unexpected ways during this time. So keep an open mind. You can find your soulmate if you want to, but you can also find the alignment of yourself to put you in that way forward, to either strengthen the bond with your soulmate if you're with them, or to say, you know what, I'm going to find my soulmate, I'm aligning myself with this energy, I'm embracing my prosperity, and this is where I'm going. Now, if we're in existing relationships, it's time to enjoy new closeness and greater connection with our partner. Mars is going to be trine Uranus, which brings innovative, exciting adventures forward. It's like, I want excitement, I want joy, I want adventure. So what we need to do during this time is we need to embrace freedom and the ability to embrace adventure, even if it's just by reading a book, even if it's just by saying, watching a movie, or saying, what, I should plan this trip, or I should go on this road trip to this place that isn't so far away, and just walk by the beach, or do something that I love doing. This is a time for strong instincts and daring attitude to really make this moon the best time for taking risks and going out of our comfort zone and, building experiences. And also, it's also going to be work experiences. It's going to be like, well, you know what? I have this idea. Why not jump for it? Why not go after it? It's a mental risk, but those mental risks are going to be a big part of who we are during this time. This is also a great time to increase your passion and your relationships, because with Mars trine Uranus, this will increase your passion and your relationships for your partners, for people in your life, but also for life in general. So when it says here, show the world the true you, it's because this moon is really embracing who you truly are and saying, go for it. You will not find many moments like this when you are as blessed, when the stars, when the planets are literally aligning for you. Now this moves us to the new moon in Virgo, which is on the 7th of September. And the new moon in Virgo is saying this is a time for beginnings. A new start is coming. It's time to walk through 2 new opportunities. But this is an exciting moon. It says it's time to give rather than take. It is time to give of our passion and our power rather than saying, no, I have to take more information. Like, even if we're researching, even if we're looking things up, even if we're studying for something, if we're in classes, this is a time to give of our ideas rather than just taking the things that are written out for us. It's time to make things our own. This new moon is going to be trine Uranus, which is extremely powerful. It brings rapid and powerful changes and freedom. It makes us feel like trying new things. Stepping out of our comfort zone is going to be huge during this new moon. This is going to be a time where we are embracing adventures, whether they be mental or physical, and that's going to be playing off of Mars being trine Uranus with the full moon in Aquarius. Now, this is also going to be the perfect time to step out of the box, to think of new innovations, new ideas, new ways forward. This is going to be a time to keep a little, booklet on you, new ideas, jot them down, keep a tab in your phone, just let your mind explore and say, instead of, oh no, I can't possibly do that, that sounds so hard, say, why the heck not? If not me, then somebody else. So why not me? Why can't I embrace that power? This is the perfect time to widen our social circles, to step out of the box of orthodoxy into, kind of quirkiness, but also into a place where people follow the beat of their own drum and don't apologize for it. The harmonizing aspect of Uranus is enhancing our intuition and bringing us flashes of insight. So this is a time to really embrace our intuitive, psychic abilities, really embrace our awareness of the world and what we want. It's a fantastic time for self-discovery and creative breakthroughs. We're thinking outside of the box, so embrace that. This is also going to be a great time for tackling issues that have held us back in the past, and to say, these are my gifts, this is my talent, I am not ashamed of it. It is a time for me to give of my creativity rather than to take of everybody else's ideas, rather than to say, oh, I have to conform this way or that. No, this is the time for breakthroughs, Gemini. Take it. Absolutely take it. It's bringing us to the full moon in Pisces on the 20th of September. That says balance spirituality with practicality. It's going to be a time to balance ourselves, to find the harmony of who we are and where we want to be and the insight of what we desire. Now, let's look at what we need to be mindful of during this moon. What is the energy that Gemini needs to be mindful of during the August 2021 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. And it's going to be the Prince of Swords. And that's the sense of the over-optimism, the sense of arrogance that comes forward. Because when the Prince of Swords comes forward in its negative sense, which is what we have to be mindful of, it's air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So it's our own sign, also with the Aquarius full moon. It's going to be that we can be rash. We can say, just act. This is a time to go for it. This is a time not to sit on things. This is a time to embrace. But we also have to make sure that we're preparing, that we're not going off so that everything will blow up in our faces. It's going to be really important. We're also going to be really attracted to people who are go-getters and doers, but we're going to kind of get mistaken with the people who are going and doing and achieving with the people who just say they are, who are just really big talkers and yet have no follow through. So do be mindful of that, because we can be really pulled in by somebody saying, oh, this is what I'm going to do, this is everything that I have going for me, and they're going to follow through with like none of it, or leave so much on our shoulders that they're going to say, well, you said you'd help me. And it's like, okay, well, I said I'd help you. I didn't say I'd do the whole entire thing. What the heck? So do be mindful of being taken advantage that way, Gemini. So let's look at the chakra energy here. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. And we have soul's healing. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above our crown. This is a sense of beauty, light, understanding, healing just raining down on us. This is a sense of finding power and finding understanding and embracing our voice and embracing what we desire. Things start to fall into alignment with who we are, but also with the healing that we need. We're going to find ourselves making breakthroughs because we're not afraid of confronting what has held us back, because the sun is shining at our roots. It's helping us grow. Excuse me. It's helping us grow. It's helping us gain a better understanding. It's helping us look at things openly and honestly for ourselves. Now, the sun always does bring jealousy, because when somebody's really in their power, in their alignment, people who aren't look at it and say, well, why you and not me? You know, why is it that you get to be blessed and I don't? And this is a time where we shouldn't apologize. We shouldn't say, oh, I'm so sorry, you know, let me give that blessing to you. We say, this is who I am. This is what I've worked for, and I'm embracing the emperor. I'm claiming my throne because it is my throne to claim. It is not anybody's to take from me. And as I claim my throne, and as I claim my power, and as I claim my insight, I claim who I am. And this is a sense of I'm embracing my confidence. I'm embracing my intensity of self, my focus, my understanding, my greater insight. I'm moving me forward in this highly powerful, highly intense way, and nobody gets to take that away from me. During this time, we have to be a little bit firm, a little bit aggressive, not in a sense of, you know, meanness, but in a sense of, this is what I'm good at. This is what I want. I am standing up for me. I'm not being, you know, kind of like, you know, a witchy person. I am being, you know, replace that with a B. I am being a person who gets to embrace their prosperity, their success, and isn't going to be pushed around anymore. At our hearts, we're monarchy. At our hearts, we are becoming so much more. At our roots, we're blessings. And we have to start seeing ourselves as that. We're higher than, you know, kings and queens. We're an emperor. And that's going to be our power here, to say, but this is me. This is my power. This is my intensity. And that leads us to this place of balance. That leads us to this place of going deeper and deeper within our inner selves and saying, you know what? I have to celebrate this moment. I cannot be living in the past, because the past is always pain. Just because even if our past where we're living is a place of beauty and prosperity, and it's like all the people who loved us were alive, or, you know, were around us, and it's just so wonderful. But that will never be repeated. A moment when it is beautiful is to be savored, like just kind of like a fine meal. You will never experience that meal quite the same way again. And so with memories, it's like when they're fine memories, when they're beautiful memories, they will never be experienced quite the same way again. And it's time to embrace it. It's time to embrace the beauty and the prosperity of that moment without living in the past, with saying, this is my present, this is who I am, even if I'm in a place where I don't want to be. I mean, and believe me, if you think that I have never been there, you are greatly mistaken. I was a bit blind and deaf as a child. I was, you know, homeless. I had, not as a child, but, you know, as life went on, things fell apart in ways that were spectacular. And even in the darkest of moments, to say, I'm going to be in this drudgery and I'm going to be in this hell forever, that's negating all the blessings. It's like, I'm not done yet. I remember I had a person, I was working, and she looked at me and she said, you know, you have all this education, you have all this, all that. I don't, and I'm your boss. What does that mean for you? You made some really bad decisions. And I just looked at her and I was like, this is not my end game. I'm not done yet. And you are. You know, this is as high as you'll ever rise. And there is more for me than you can know. And just having that belief, just saying that, and embracing that, not to be mean to her, but, you know, she was being cruel to me. So in saying that my destiny is greater than you can imagine is important, because we're going to get too much in our own heads this time. And we have a tendency, Gemini, as all air sign energies do, to get into our heads, to say, you know what, I have to have everything lined up perfectly. I need to know everything. I need to not have anybody of, spoken negativity over me. When people say we've been cursed, that's what it is. A curse is a negative word, a hurtful glance, a hurtful statement that makes us feel like I can't move forward. I can't be the person that I want to be. I can't embrace what I desire. And so it keeps us tied back. It keeps us held back. It keeps us denied. Instead of saying, you know what, I'll show you. You know what, I'm embracing this. So we need to get out of our way and say, I'm not tied down. I'm not held back. I am embracing my prosperity and my greatness. I am embracing the complexity of my own emotions, the complexity of my own mind, and I'm using that in my favor to move me to a place where I am a student of my prosperity, where my heart says to me, I am looking at different ways of moving me forward in blessing, in bounty, and in greater understanding. I am the Page of Pentacles. I am the person who is not afraid to learn. I am a person who is not afraid to, look at different ways of seeing things. And as we do this, Gemini, as we say, you know what, I'm not afraid. I am embracing this. I'm moving forward. I will ask questions. I will dive deeper. I will open up these doors, or I will make these doors open up for me. We change our outcome because we're calling forward success. And we're also moving forward in a way that makes us successful. People say, and I remember reading this somewhere, where being successful, being somebody that people listen to, does not mean that you have to, have all the right credentials behind you. It means that you walk forward with confidence, not with arrogance. And we can have a tendency towards that because of the full moon being conjunct Jupiter. Everybody can have a tendency towards arrogance during this time. And it's really going to make, kind of like the people who are pretending from the people who are really starting to master this time, this moon themselves, to the people who fall to arrogance and the people who rise above it into a place of confidence and assurity, to a place where I deserve to be listened to because of the power of my voice, because of the person that I am, because of the wisdom that I have accumulated through the years. And I get to embrace and put on the crown as I embrace my passion, as I look at myself creatively, tenaciously, as I roll up my sleeves, as I know what I desire, what I want, and where I want to be. The Queen of Wands says the doors open. And the Queen of Wands is that fire, that intention, that purpose, that intensity of being in self that opens. And all of a sudden, we walk through. We walk through to the next level. We walk through to a place where we start to create the world that we want. We start to create the focus, the insight, the ideas, and it brings us then to the Knight of Cups. We defend our hearts. We know that this moon is opening us up in a way that is passionate, that is determined, and that is absolutely focused. With the Page of Pentacles, we're going to find that the new moon in Virgo teaches us so much. Okay, it teaches us about our passion. It all leads us right now back to the Queen of Wands. It teaches us our passion. It teaches us our prosperity. It teaches us about the aspect of ourselves, if we think of this as kind of like the Petronian, I think that's the right way, of Da Vinci's Petronian man. We have the head and the arms and the legs, and we're going to see our bodies becoming this vehicle, becoming this, desire for prosperity that leads us ahead. And we become a student not only of the prosperity that we're calling into our lives, wealth or what we value as much as money, but the prosperity of our own individual being. And that leads us to passion and creativity, right? And then it leads us to being defenders of our hearts. It leads us to saying, this is me, this is what I desire, this is what I want, this is what I need, and this is how I'm moving forward. I am not being held back, I am not being denied, and I am opening myself to success in a way, this is the 8. Why did I read Knight? In a way that isn't possible, or that wasn't possible before. And it's the 8 of Cups. It's walking away from what we once thought we would love. And as we do so, we embrace who we are. Just like I saw this when I put it down as the Knight, okay? This is going to be the time where we see the leaving as being warriors of our hearts. That's why Spirit had me see it this way. Yes, we are warriors of our hearts, as we are warriors of where we want to be and how we want to move forward. We see ourselves more and more as a person who is changing. The 8 of Cups is walking away from what we once thought we would love. And we're changing the game. We're changing the conversation. And that is empowering us in a way that we didn't think possible, but in a way that is quite extraordinary. And it brings us then to the Seven of Cups. It brings us to our dreams. It brings us to what we desire. It brings us to what we've talked ourselves out of because it seems too extraordinary, or other people have talked us out of because it's not in their realm of understanding, their realm of being, their realm of getting our passion, our desire, and our determination. But it is in ours. And so we open up the door. This is a time where that door is opening to our creative aspect. Our dreams come forward into the waking world. If we make our dreams a reality during this time, we will see ourselves starting to just soar. If we say, what does my heart want? What has my heart been fighting for? How is it that I've been moving forward? This is a time, again, where our heart is a warrior. And if we embrace our dreams, if we embrace what we desire, it doesn't mean that we will all become, Picasso. It doesn't mean that we will all become this kind of world-renowned person. What it means is that we raise our energy vibration. What it means is that we step into the alignment of who we are and where we want to be, and we open up the door in a way that is exciting, in a way that makes us break down barriers, in a way that makes us say, this is me. I deserve to be seen. I deserve to be honored. I deserve to be respected by others, yes, but first and foremost by myself. And as we do this, it brings us to the star. For our dreams to be connected to our stars is the greatest thing. The ancients, our ancestors, used to plot their path on sea by stars and birds. And that sounds like a fairy tale. It sounds like the ship was guided by star and bird. It sounds like the beginning of a story. It's the beginning of our story. For our stars to guide us, to set us free, to embrace our wings and say, you get to fly. We get to move forward towards our dreams. This is divinity seeing what our soul wants. And that's the conflict that the full moon always brings, our wants versus our needs. So we're going to say, I want this. And divinity, universe, however you see it, is going to say, but you need this. This is your dream. This is your dream in different form. This is the way you can't articulate it because you don't know it can move forward like this. You didn't know that this avenue was open to you. I am opening it. Embrace it. Look at it. See it. This is a time where it almost feels like the impossible can be possible because of the greatness of our inner selves, because of the determination of our focus. It leads us to seeing what the moon has to say. And it leads us to a connection with this moon that can't be denied. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Excuse me. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels. Fantastic. So here we have the moon coming forward and saying to us, patience. Your dreams need a practical plan. So have patience with all this brilliance that is coming forward, with the throne that is being claimed. Your dreams need a practical plan. It brings us then to conclusions are within reach. Have faith. Have faith in what you are building, what you are birthing forward into the world, what is growing within you, and how it is coming to a head, and how it is coming to life within this world. Don't doubt yourself out of what is coming forward. It brings us then to, what do you need to release? What do you need to release to not let yourself be imprisoned by your mind, to not let yourself be held back? And it says here, the void. Embrace what cannot be seen. It's the power of the new moon, the void, the darkness that is brought forward. It's the fact that in silence, so much is given. It's kind of like the meaning of what a person is saying. May not very well, and is oftentimes not in necessarily the words that they say, but the silent places in between, the energy of these words, the power of that person's being, the aura, the essence, the determination. It leads us then to our public self. And it says the answers you need are coming, and this is the full moon in Gemini. So it leads us to a place of awakening of answers. Will you accept the answers that come? Will you be determined enough to see those answers for what they are and say, I'm going after it? It brings us then to the extra cards that fell, it says pleasure and unexpected. The unexpected. The unexpected pleasure of this moon comes forward. It opens up our eyes. It paints a new picture. It brings us to a new place of being. And it says to us, be mindful. Be mindful of the unexpected energy that comes forward, that is the Lord, that is the power of this moon. Embrace the pleasure, but do not let it take over. Embrace the power, but do not let it take over. All things in moderation, all things in balance during this time. Speaking to both the sacred feminine and sacred masculine aspects of ourselves, embracing that power, embracing that understanding. It leads us to the subconscious chakra energy, which is forgiveness, the heart chakra. Can I forgive being held back? Can I forgive how long it took me to find my voice and my power? Can I forgive the hurt and the pain that has happened? Can I forgive others? Well, there's something magnanimous in forgiving others, but can I forgive myself for the journey that I had to take? That is more important. It leads us to the subconscious message of this moon, which is self-reflection. And step out of your comfort zone. Step out of your comfort zone and reflect. Embrace the self-reflection that has you step out of your comfort zone, that has you be open and honest with yourself and saying, this is it. This is the way forward. This is what I'm going after. It's going to be so powerful to say, but this is me. And reflection can also lead us trapped, because we can say, well, I had this opportunity before and I blew it. I didn't move forward the right way and I should have. This is the right way. But remember, hindsight is 20/20. We can't undo what was done. That's why living in the past can be a very harmful place. Even if we do it with the best of intentions. To say, oh, I'm going to build things forward. But to say, now is my opportunity. Now is my chance. Now is the way that I'm opening the door. That is going to be powerful. And we have to embrace that power. We do. That's going to be one of the necessary things during this time. It leads us to our subconscious rooted message, which is strength, Leo energy, but also the strength that comes from love and connection. Not the strength from demanding, not the strength of you will do as I say, but the strength of I am here. I am love. I am beauty. I am peace. I am understanding. I embrace the strength of my individual self. And I embrace the power that the strength has within the world. Even though the world tends to think of strength as the biggest muscles, as the biggest, car. We think bigger is better. Sometimes quieter is better. I think of strength and I always see my great-grandmother, who was so strong, who lived through so much abuse and hurt and pain and disappointment and despair, and yet still, was one of the loveliest human beings I ever knew. That is strength. And muscles, yeah, that's great. But sometimes there's strength in surviving. There's strength in learning how to thrive after pain and disappointment. It leads us to our subconscious inner self, which is the Page of Wands, being a student of our passion, listening to the messages that Spirit brings us, opening up the door. We could even have somebody in our life who is a child, who is a fire sign energy with the Page of Pentacles at our heart, that is an earth sign energy. They're teaching us about passion. They're teaching us about prosperity. We're learning in ways that we didn't think we had to learn. And we're opening up that door. This is a time that calls forward that passion, that calls forward us and says, can you do it? Can you embrace it? It brings us to our subconscious emotional self, which is the Knight of Swords. This is us coming through as the Knight. We're being told, be mindful of the Knight. The Knight can be, overly kind of tenacious, overly ambitious with their ideas, kind of, running off half-cocked kind of thing. And yet, with the Knight of Swords embracing us in our subconscious way, we have passion, we have determination, we have focus. We have insight and we have ideas. Embrace the passion that is guiding you. Embrace the cutting through the hurts and the pains. The Knight of Swords is my, white knight from the fairy tales. Is the knight that says, I am the hero of the story. And that's what we're embracing. We're embracing being the hero of our own story, of cutting through what has held us back for too long, what has been so negative for so long within us, and saying enough is enough. I'm changing the story. I'm embracing my power. I'm embracing my bounty. And there is no one who is taking it away from me. We become the hero. And it moves us then to our subconscious public self. And that is the Four of Wands. Love and happiness, success and beauty. That is the sense of, this is my power. This is my understanding. This is my grace. And I am embracing it. The Four of Wands is celebration. The Four of Wands is beauty. The Four of Wands is intensity. The Four of Wands is joy. In the public arena, we get to say, this is what I'm married to. Now, it can be a person, but it's also a dream. It's also an integrity. It's also a desire. This is what I want for my life. And even if it's just going out in the garden and gardening, or going for a walk, or having plants on your porch, type of thing, or having a window garden, or something that just brings beauty and nurturing into your life. That's what we need. Embracing it. Moving forward in this greater understanding of self and desire. Opening up the door. That is what we're doing here. And that is going to be what changes the whole entire game. All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the beauty that this moon has to offer. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini, and may you have a blessed moon.